we live our lives and lead successfully in the middle of cultural chaos? The meaning of successful leadership is changing as rapidly as the society in which we live. Social trends and cultural values influence our businesses, our government, arts, media, the educational system, and, well, just every other sphere of influence. This challenges the way we live and the way we lead. We can no longer passively stick our head in the proverbial sand. No, instead, we must become a catalyst for positive change through our personal leadership reformation. The word reformation means to rescue from error and return to a rightful course. This will take a lot of our leadership courage to confront our internal belief systems that do not align with that which is right, just, and pure. Our leadership influence must cross the divides to do what is right, even when there is so much pressure to react rather than respond with well-thought-out leadership solutions. It takes courage to acknowledge what is destructive and lead in a way that rescues from error, doing what is right for all. Our world needs leaders to step up to the plate and hit some home runs, making our world a better place. We may not be able to change the whole world, but guys, we can positively impact our personal spheres of influence for good. Our lives truly can serve as pictures of possibility for others to follow. We can model the way through our words and our actions. Our attitudes teach what is right or wrong, good or bad. Our words will be filled with truth or faulty biases. Through our actions, we will either be builders of trust or will destroy it. We must choose to walk in integrity or we'll walk in manipulation, taking advantage of others for our own gain. We will either love or hate. We will either prejudge others or take the time to hear their perspectives, their life story, and celebrate the solutions that they bring to the table. With or without formal position or title, each one of us has the ability and the power to influence others for good. Many consider me an idealist for believing that we can actually bring reformation to organizations, cultures, or even a nation. But the truth is we can. The truth is you can. Throughout history, good and bad leaders have shaped their world, influenced legislation, impacted lives, and shifted the culture of nations. There are so many unsung heroes throughout history, those courageous individuals who stood up for a higher cause in order to combat the corruption that was surrounding them. On August 28, 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. His dream was to see an end to racism in the United States. While there still is a lot of work to be done to confront racism, we are living in a much better world where each of us know we should judge another by their character, not the color of their skin. I too have a dream. Dream with me that a multitude of leaders who sincerely believe they can bring positive change to the world would rise up. Imagine those same leaders embracing the responsibility for its implementation in their spheres of influence. Imagine a company of leaders worldwide who are committed to see families whole, organizations flourishing, communities prospering, and nations thriving. There is great power and responsibility associated with any form of leadership influence. Whether you're a school student influencing your peers, a friend, a spouse, parent, teacher, actor, sports figure, business person, or a political leader. We all have a vital mandate for reformation. Wherever a platform of influence exists, there exists the opportunity for us to either bring positive change by building and empowering, or to harm, abuse, exploit, or control unjustly. We are either on one side of the fence or the other. Leadership is like the source of life. It can be readily understood by examining the source of a river. When the source of a river is pure, clean, and healthy, it'll supply the river with the same qualities, and it'll benefit all who drink from it. But if the source of the river is contaminated, so too will be the river, and it will harm anyone who drinks from it. Many people believe that they can compartmentalize their lives, living one way personally and another way professionally. This way of thinking culminates into a tormented life, even in the face of high levels of influence or prosperity. A leader cannot simultaneously produce pure and contaminated water from the same source. When my freedom takes away another's, it is morally and ethically wrong. Leadership, position, or authority, by its very nature, will have an impact on others for good or for harm. Therefore, let each of us take what has already been entrusted to us and be a part of the solution, valuing all of humanity and using our leadership platforms to impact our world for good. Thank you so much for joining me on the Stop Devaluation movement.